Hi everyone! Today I want to talk about the different potting media I use for my plants and the ingredients that I use in each of them. Without further ado, let's get started. The first one here is a very chunky potting mix. I use this for my monstera, epipremniums, and some of my more mature philodendrons that are bigger and have thicker roots. The two ingredients I want to focus on in this mix are pine barks and cocoa chips. They're both chunky, so by adding them into your mix, you create tiny air pockets which will increase aeration in your mix. This is important to prevent root rot and fungal infection. Pine barks also function to improve drainage so that your mix will not hold any excess water. This is especially important if you're someone who tends to overwater or if you use a moss pole. Cocoa chips, on the other hand, are like tiny sponges. They store water, and because of that, you want to use them quite sparingly. The second one here is not as chunky, but still very draining. I use this for some of my freshly rooted philodendrons that have finer roots. The two ingredients I want to talk about in here are perlites and rice husks. I use them as they both achieve the same results as pine barks and cocoa chips from an aeration and drainage standpoint, but are finer in granular size. Rice husks are not the same as burnt rice husks, so be sure to get these brown ones and not the black ones. As for perlites, you can replace them with pumice stones, which are heavier and less brittle. However, pumice stones are also more expensive. The third one here is very fine, but at the same time very draining. I use this specifically for my alocasias. With alocasias, I find that they don't do very well in potting mix with a lot of chunky ingredients, so you want to stay away from things like cocoa chips and pine barks. The two ingredients I want to focus on for alocasias are peat and sand. Peat holds water and sand drains water. For alocasias, it's very important to get the ratio of peat to sand or other draining ingredients right because alocasias don't stand over or under watering very well. At least 40% of your mix should be comprised of peat, and the remaining 60% could be made up of sand, perlite, or pumice stones. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.